and it's been a clean sweep for Frank Warren's Queensbury. I hate to say I told you so, and I've been telling you all over and over and over again. And you know what? Tonight I'm going to enjoy this. Flipping hell. I'm going to enjoy this for years. I had to listen to who was the best promoter, Frank Warren or Eddie Hearn. Who had the best stable, Frank Warren or Eddie Hearn. And I always said that the best way to settle it is to get Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn stable together and to fight it out. SmackDown versus Raw. I could see it happening like 3 years ago. I'll call this all out. So for BWTM Sports viewers, this is Christmas early. Like I said this before. When you're talking about getting like promotion, Eddie Hearn's number one. When you talk about matchmaking and the better fighters in the stable, you see that Frank Warren's stable and the matchups were. And Frank called them all out because Frank Warren knows boxing, Eddie Hearn knows accounts, and that's the big difference, right? Um, Eddie Hearn can talk and talk and talk and talk, but finally, you can hate me all you want, but the fact of the matter is, when they put you two together, when they put Matchroom and they put and Queensbury together, ultimately, it was crushing, absolutely crushing, and as McDonald's say, da 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 da. I'm loving it because when I kept saying it, people were laughing at me. When they're not laughing tonight, they're not laughing tonight. You can't beat substance. You can't beat class. And if you look at all the fights tonight, for the most part, it was about the person who had the bigger heart, who had the substance. Let's go from the first fight tonight: Craig Richards versus Willie Hutchinson. Hutchinson said he was going to go out there and knock Richards out. I don't know what Richards was doing. I don't know he was weight drained. I don't know what he was doing. I think it's mental with Craig Richards. I won't say he shit himself, but I basically think I think he froze on the big stage. I think he actually froze, and he froze on the big stage. And Willie Hutchinson just really reveled in it. Richards is lucky he didn't get himself knocked out. I think Hutchinson boxed well. He looks well, like moved up to light heavyweight, and he looks good at light heavyweight. Craig Richards, I don't know what's wrong with him, but he just didn't. He just couldn't pull the trigger. And when you can't pull the trigger, it's time for you to be thinking about doing other things in your career. So congratulations, Willie Hutchinson. Nick Ball versus Raymond Ford. I said if Raymond Ford went out and tried to fight with Nick Ball, that's where he lost the fight. If he'd boxed like he'd boxed like some of the fight where he was catching ball, he was moving, he looked sharp, that would have been fine. But he decided to trade with Nick Ball, and that was like when Leonard traded with Duran the first fight. Go and look at that fight. Leonard had the fast hands, combination puncher, but he gave Duran the window to land, and Duran being the heavier puncher, you know, he allowed the hands of stone into a fight, which really Sugar Ray Leonard should not have happened. The second fight, Leonard boxed him properly. So you saw what happened. So Ray Ford, he lost his title based on not the fact he wasn't a better fighter, he just had poor tactics, and he wanted to. I don't know what he was saying. He was tight the weight and whatever he was saying, but he wasn't tight the weight when he was landing them punches and he was hurting Nick Ball. So I don't want to hear any rubbish about that. I really don't want to hear any rubbish about he was tight the weight. Nick Ball won the fight. He stacked up the points early on in the fight, and there's something Jim Watt said years ago. He said, "You can't prepare for a war in a war," and this is what these guys are doing. They're preparing for a war in a war, and he had the wrong mindset going into this fight. Oh, I'm going to go toe to toe with Nick Ball. No, no, no. Your mindset is you're a better boxer. He should have kind of took a leaf out of. And this is another thing. All these guys want to be Floyd Mayweather, but they haven't got the IQ like Floyd Mayweather. They like copy Floyd Mayweather, but they've got no brains. But the thing about Floyd is, apart from all the talk that Floyd had, Floyd was a master tactician. And these dudes ain't master tacticians. They like to move like Floyd. I think they move like Floyd, but they ain't got no brain set. Nonsense. So yeah, Ford got beat as far as I'm concerned. And you have to also take into consideration as well. They kept talking about the fact that Ball had, Not, he should have been a unified champion, or he should be a world champion. Me going into this fight, I said, you know what? I don't want this fighting to even close. I've got faster hands than this guy. I've got better boxing ability than this guy. Don't fight this guy at his fight. I want to get in and win this fight by any means necessary, and that means me first of all boxing IQ first. You know what I mean? Not trying to stand and brawl. Anyway, no longer champion. Moving on. Shiraz versus Williams. I told you Williams is talking too damn much. He's talking too damn much. And Shiraz, the reason why Shiraz won that fight? I'll tell you why I think he won that fight. If I'm really honest with you all those years he spent in America, if Shiraz had trained in England and stayed in England, he would have got his ass knocked out tonight. But because he went to America and he worked in a tough gym in America and he worked with an American trainer for a long time behind closed doors, that's why he was able to have the mental toughness and the fortitude to come for this fight tonight and actually hand it to Williams. Do you know what I mean? So Shiraz is there. I know that Anthony was saying that tall guys got no chin, but he showed he had a chin because he took some big shots and ammo, came back, and he's definitely world class. And if he doesn't win a world title, I don't know what's going on. So Shiraz, when Frank was saying he's his captain, I thought to myself, you know what, Frank's got something here. He's got a guy in Shiraz, and I'm not going to doubt Frank Warren. And I didn't doubt Frank Warren. I mean, I don't doubt Frank Warren. When it comes to matchmaking, I don't doubt Frank Warren. And he's shown it tonight. So I'm delighted. I'm so happy. So happy. And if they put 5 again together again, Frank will beat him again. Because Matchroom don't have the quality. And that's a fact. They have the names. They have the showmanship. They have the promotion. But if you can't fight, there's a problem. Next up. And fighting doesn't mean just throwing hands. It means having tactics, thinking about what you're doing. Who's next on the lane? Daniel Dubois versus Herkovich. I told you all about Herkovich. He's not that good. He's overrated and arrogant and ignorant. I told you all that. And Daniel Dubois, I'm so proud of him. Full shout out and credit I said to Don Charles. I said, if Don Charles can turn the switch on this guy and get him, because he could be a nasty piece of work, Daniel Dubois. If Don Charles can flick the switch, which is what he did. And I told you all before about Herkovich. I warned you about Herkovich. Herkovich is a good on top fighter, but when you start to back Herkovich up and you start to put hands on Herkovich, he starts to cower away and he starts to find a way out. I told you what Joyce did in the amateurs. I said Herkovich has not moved away from the amateur style. Herkovich is a bully. I told you all before, he's a bully and he's overrated. And now, what are you going to tell me about Herkovich? I don't want to hear no more about Herkovich. I don't want to hear no more about him and the other ugly one that got beat by Ajit Kabayel. Don't want to hear nothing about them two. Daniel Dubois, full respect to him and full respect to Don Charles. Do you know what I mean? Don Charles has done a wicked job there. I didn't like what I saw tonight with Daniel Dubois looking out at his dad and not listening to his trainer, because I did not like that, and I keep seeing Dubois do that. He's got to stop doing that. The fight is in the ring, not looking outside the ring, and you listen to your damn trainer. Focus on your trainer. If you believe in your dad that much, get rid of Don Charles and have your dad as your trainer. Otherwise, respect the trainer. But congratulations, it's learning from Daniel Dubois. He can't keep taking them right hands, and just think to yourself, if that was Anthony Joshua hitting with them right hands, that's something. But I still think Daniel Dubois versus Anthony Joshua is a great fight. Rather see that fight than Filip Herkovich. I'm sick and tired of sticking about Herkovich, and thank you very much, Turkey Al Sheikh, for putting that fight together. No more Herkovich. Get him out of the way now. Sick and tired of seeing him. And if I'm Ronnie Shields, I'd drop him as well, because he is lazy, he is arrogant, he's too full of himself, and I'm glad. I wanted to see him get knocked out. I wanted to see him flat out, but it didn't happen. I don't like people who are arrogant and they got nothing to be arrogant about. If you're arrogant, but you've got some style and some substance and you've done something, I get a reason. Like, if Cristiano Ronaldo wants to be arrogant, well, fine, he's proven it. If Messi wants to be arrogant, he's proven it. If Usyk wants to be arrogant, he's proven it. Do you understand? But not on with Herkovich. So all you Herkovich fans out there that say Herkovich is the next thing in the heavyweight division, he's not. And the other one, with big head, is it Abdul Salamov? I don't know if that's his name, but anyway, he's another one. Useless is the word. Useless. I'm using the words because I, for the amount of stick and amount of rubbish I had to take over the years, tonight's my night, and I'm gonna rub it in good and proper. So, what do we have next? Dubois stops Herkovic. He would have knocked Herkovic out. He's lucky. The referee saved himself from getting absolutely knocked sparkle. And then we had Bivol in that random fight. I fell asleep actually. And then top of the bill, Zile Zhang versus Deontay Wilder. Malik Scott has well and truly just messed up Deontay Wilder. Absolutely messed him up. Guy was man was crouching. He didn't know where to throw punches, and it just it's a bad matchup. It's a bad matchup. Deontay Wilder is finished. He's absolutely finished. You know, that was going to happen. The minute the fight was announced, I could see Wilder getting knocked out. So there's something I said. You know, I said Zhang would be stupid. The only way Zhang is going to get knocked out is if he made a mistake and did something stupid, which he did. I mean, Wilder did land with the right hand. He did land with the right hand, but he got greedy. When he landed the right hand, the next minute he was on the canvas because he hit him with a right hand, but it seemed to me Wilder was desperate. The way he threw the right hand was like, I've just got to land the right hand. I've just got to land the right hand. Just got to land the right hand in him. And yeah, he did land the right hand in him. But then he forgot that Zhang's got a left hand and a right hook. And you saw the beautiful shots of Zhang. I told you Zhang can set up his shots. He can set traps and absolutely wiped out Wilder flat out. And to be honest, if Joshua backed, I could see Joshua doing the same thing. Double up the jab and throw the right hand over the top. And I think Wilder would fall over the same way against Joshua, to be honest. To be honest now. I don't even think Prime Wilder would have beaten Zhang. I don't. I don't. Because Zhang would have walked him back to the ropes. And that's the thing about Wilder. Once you walk him back to the ropes, if educated pressure and you can box, there's nothing in Wilder. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. He's not the same fighter. So Tyson Fury opened the door to that. And Zhang well and truly shut the door on Wilder in his career. Thank you very much, Wilder. I don't think his career's been a fluke. I think he's overachieved for me. He came into boxing just to look after his daughter, and he's done a fantastic job in that. And he's been a great champion for what Wilder is. He's been a great champion of a 10-year reign or 10 defenses of the title. Great champion. I'm not going to sit here and disrespect him. He is what he is. He's a puncher. A sharp puncher, and if you make a mistake, he'll knock you out. So I don't think Malik Scott has shown anything, in Wilder has improved. He's taken Wilder backwards, and I blame Malik Scott single-handedly for ruining the career of Deontay Wilder and taking away the potential of having one of the greatest heavyweights of this era. Because think if Wilder had a proper track. Listen, I remember when Derek James was talking about training Deontay Wilder. I would love to have seen that happen. I would love to have seen that happen. I think Derek James is a damn good trainer. He's better than Malik Scott anyway. So, that's it. I think Scott's a hustler. That's what I think he is. Hustling. But you tell me what has he actually done with Deontay Wilder? Nothing. Taking him backwards. So we've been robbed basically of a great heavyweight. At least Anthony Joshua. This seems to work with Ben Davison. That's working, right? So all in all, it concludes a absolutely beautiful ending to the debate as to who is better. I always told you, show over substance, and I told you all, the Wilder fight, Fury's fight with Wilder took something out of him, and he took something out of Wilder, and now you're seeing it both there. So you don't know how you just get. I don't know either myself. I've got no idea, mate. I've got no idea. I don't know. But I always thought Henri was on that, but I don't know. I don't know the energy. I also Henri and Abdo up to something, but let me not open a can of worms up there. Anyway, back to my point. Once and for all, this everything I've said more or less has come to pass. Everything I said, the Matchroom versus Matchroom versus Queensbury. I told you that Frank Warren was better than Eddie Hearn in terms of matchmaking, knowing his fighters. Eddie is after a quick pound note. That's what it is, and it counts. Don't care about the fighters. Just cares about the money. That is it. Point blank. I'm telling you that. So that's what it is. So if you want longevity in your career, you go to Frank Warren. If you want to get paid quickly and get smashed a bit, go to Eddie Hearn. I mean, you've seen it for there was years of Eddie Hearn fighters getting taken in world title fights and getting smashed to bits. For years we'd seen it. And I told you. Oh, let me hear what Joshua's got to say from this. You know what I mean? You know, it's a great fight. You know, yeah, you know, yeah. Maybe he's got to say. Joshua's talking at the moment. I don't know. I don't hear nothing too much from Joshua anyway. We'll hear what you've got to say if you fight when he fights Daniel Dubois. That's gonna be something. But anyway, I'm delighted. Like I said, the other thing is, in Mike Tyson coming back and fighting, I still believe there will be a like an over 40s league. All these guys that over 40. If I was gonna do an over 40s league, I would do it, but the gloves would have to be bigger. Just bigger gloves. They're box with bigger gloves. That's it. Much bigger gloves. I'd like to see over 40s league. Good morning. I hope you enjoyed that. For me, fantastic card. Yeah, it was an amazing card. Amazing card of boxing, and it brings BWTM sports full circle. All the people that tell me, Usyk's too small, he's not big enough, he can't hurt Tyson Fury. Well, that was proven wrong. Um, yeah, yeah. So the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world. We've had that with Usyk. We've had undisputed with Terence Crawford. We've had unified champions on BWTM Sports. I am delighted, and this is like full circle for me. I mean, like, what more can I say? I'm absolutely delighted, and yeah, it was great watching it on DAZN. I paid for DAZN to watch it. It was worthwhile. It was nice, very very nice, very very nice. I've been saying it for years about Matchroom. I used to call them hype room. That's what you mismatch room. That's what I called them. So now, yeah, Matchroom, stack up the accounts. You are in debt now to Frank Warren. The fact is, you cannot cover over the cracks. You need to start getting better fighters, and you need to really look at your matchmaker and matchmaking. And what Turkey Al Sheikh is going to do is all these unbeaten records, all these guys are unbeaten and can't fight and hide behind padded records. They're going to get exposed. A lot more fighters are going to get exposed. I just wonder if, and I hope Frank Warren gets his credit now, because the amount of times Matchroom were looking to bury Warren, the amount of times they're trying to bury him, I'm just glad they tried to bury him, and he's buried Matchroom. I'm happy. I'm delighted. Like I said, if you want a good career and you'll be guided well, go to Frank Warren. If you want a short career, getting paid quickly and getting smashed to bits, go to Matchroom. That is it. And the evidence of it tonight is there. See, look, just look at it. Herkovich. Everyone's talking about Herkovich. Smashed to bits. What was the other one got smashed to bits? Amon Williams. Hey, he's the top talent. And then Hamza Shiraz, he was moved up in weight, right? He was meant to be, Amon Williams got smashed to bits. Who else? Deontay Wilder, smashed to bits. And do you know what? I'm going to tell you this. You take it a little alone. Eddie Hearn is relieved that Zhang knocked out Wilder. Do you know why? Because Turkey Al Sheikh was pushing for Wilder versus Joshua. He was pushing for that so bad. And Hearn was like, you know what? I'll sign Wilder. Not because I like him. Nothing to do with why I can like him, Wilder. the fact that I want to see him get knocked spark out. I can control it. If he gets knocked out, then my guy Joshua doesn't have to face him. That is how far Matchroom will go to ensure they protect Joshua. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, he sat up at the top table and he's saying, "Oh yeah, I was telling people that Wilder wasn't that good because I was concerned about his punching power." Well, you know, the case is now. Oh dear me, oh dear me. You can see it happening. You can see it happening. You know, and after all this happened, we still got to come back to the Gypsy King. Hmm? I heard a story, a disturbing story about Deontay Wilder. By the way, I heard that he slept with his brother's girlfriend, and he's got some legal battles going on now. I don't know how true this is all is, but if that's the case, that's not good for Deontay Wilder. Because where does his career go from here? We got to come back to the GK, the Gypsy King, and where he goes from here. There's like people saying, well, the rematch and Tyson Fury can do better. Listen, I'm telling you now. I'm telling you for whatever it's worth, yeah? If Tyson Fury decides to come back in this fight, this rematch against Usyk, and he decides to try and get more aggressive and get more serious, he will get knocked out. He will get stopped this time round. Because you know something, if you go back and look at the tape again, Usyk hurt Fury, but he stepped off the gas on him. He let him off the hook. Look at when Usyk hurts him, and he kind of pulls his punches after that. He didn't want to hurt Usyk. He didn't want to hurt Fury. So, Telly Swift him during fight week. Okay, why would you go on? Wow, I mean, Telly Swift is, she's a very beautiful woman. I mean, I don't understand. You got a beautiful woman like Telly Swift, and you're still going off this. Well, anyway, your brother's girlfriend. Anyway, that's not this. Neither here nor there. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, Fury. I don't know mentally if he can come back after you turn around and you tell people he's a blown up middleweight, a gappy tooth foreigner, you know, and you're gonna crush him, and he comes out and almost it seems you spinning around the ring. How do you come back from that? First thing he's got to do is John Fury's got to go, but John Fury is the main reason why I think that Fury lost that fight. I do, I do. I think John Fury is unfortunately the reason why Fury lost that fight. I do because he was having great success in the fight, but then I've been hearing, like I heard that when they were giving Fury instructions to do one thing, John Fury was telling Fury to lighten up on the punching. But there should be one voice in the corner. One voice in the corner. Tonight I also heard in the one corner, I heard one trainer tell a cornerman or the water boy, shut up. Yeah, it was. I think it was. Is it in Hamza's corner or was it in Amo's corner? No, it wasn't in those. Somebody else's corner. But he turned around and said, "Shut up." AJ versus Dubois, Wembley. Well, well, who's got? It looks like Dubois got the better chin, and Dubois got a better momentum coming in now. I know AJ knocked out Ngannou. I don't know what the hell Ngannou was doing, and then he's fought two other fights, but I think Dubois got the momentum, and Dubois already sparked AJ in the gym. So I think Dubois got a great chance. I actually do. He's got momentum there. He's got momentum, and Don Charles has done a great job. So I don't want to hear nothing more about Don Charles not being a good trainer. Don Charles is a top trainer. He's just been given. He's now worked. I said that Don Charles and Dubois would be a great combination, and they are a great combination. It's just a shame what happened with Uncle Bashir, but great partnership. Long may it continue. Yeah, Zat Malik's corner. Yeah. When the trainer told the guy shut up in the corner. Good. That's how it should be. Do I have any more thoughts? Not really. Not really. I haven't got much more things to say, but I am absolutely delighted, happy. Christmas has come early, and BWTM Sports are very delighted. Frank Warren is the man. Frank Warren's the man. I've always said Frank Warren's the man. I've always liked Frank Warren. In all my dealings I've had with Frank Warren, I've always liked Frank. I've always liked Frank. I've always felt welcomed by Frank. Always felt welcome by Team Warren. Always felt welcome. And if I was going to come back and do interviews again, I'm sure I'd be welcomed by Frank Warren and his team. Um, Always welcomed by Frank. Always, 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 always. So Frank, love him, love you. I know a lot of people got a lot of things to say about Frank Warren. I get it. I understand that's your business dealing with him, and I can't drink medicine for other people's situations. But I've never had an issue with Frank Warren ever. I've had to exchange money with him. I've just done media. I've just done media work for him and work with him when I was doing it on a part-time basis, and I loved it. Like Frank, and shout out again to Don Charles and his team. You know, they've done a great job with Daniel Dubois. I hope that opens the door for Don Charles to get other fighters. I think Don Charles could be the Virgil Hunter of the UK. So the fighters that get beaten up and knocked out, stopped, they go to him and they kind of rejuvenate their careers. So I hope that Don Charles, his head is in the window now, and people say this guy's a damn good trainer. Yeah, so yeah, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. I'm really happy. No, no, I never felt welcomed by Hearn and his people. Never, never. Always felt uneasy. I welcome myself. I welcome myself into one of their limousines. Well, I jumped into the limousine very nicely when I was with Carson Jones, so bouncing up and down London with in the limousine with all paid by Eddie. Very nice, and rolling up to the press conference as well. And yes, I thoroughly enjoyed all of that. It was fun. It was enjoyed it. Yeah, he's one. Don Charles is one of the best trainers out there. I just don't think he's been supported enough. I'd like to see him. I'd like to see Frank really support him a bit more by giving him better fighters to work with, and not guys that are, no disrespect, like small hall fighters or guys that have been beat up and knocked out and stopped and need to rejuvenate their careers. I think I'd like to see him with a good, real talented fighter and I'd work with now. And not that he hasn't, but yeah. I mean, I always said he was a good trainer. What he did with Derek Chisora, British, Commonwealth, European. Do you know what I mean? He just unfortunately came across Tyson Fury when Tyson Fury was being pretty good. Um, yeah, so Derek Chisora, good under Don Charles. I think Derek Chisora looks his best under Don Charles. Truth be told, you know. Um, yeah. So those are my thoughts. I hope that you enjoyed it all. It is. Listen, this this is one for the record books. Absolutely is. I hope that you've enjoyed BWTM Sports. I hope you enjoyed the coverage. I hope you've enjoyed my thoughts over the years. I feel vindicated. I really do. Comp line for free. Yeah, limo for free. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, so I I feel vindicated. I feel happy. It's good. And to get a clean sweep tonight as well, very nice. All right, this has been BWTM Sports Gaming. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, share the videos, and thank you so much, everybody. Much love. Frankie, Eddie, thank you all. Take care, and God bless you all. Good night.